Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Rising Podcast. Today is going to be just me on a solo episode. I am going to be talking about the art of letting go. And do you need the last word? The answer is no. So we're going to dive into that. So I've been on an interesting journey with my children and the public school system. In my neighborhood, the public school system has failed us in many ways. And I have fought the hard fight over the last few years. And I've really tried to fight for justice, not only for my kids, but all the kids living in the neighborhood and all the kids pertaining to the district. I really feel that these children deserve better and that there is a world of possibility open for them beyond the school. And I don't believe that our district has done a good job of helping to catapult these children to higher heights. And it's been a very painful journey for our family and for multiple families that we know. And I've been thinking a lot about this lately because now we are leaving. My older son, who's 14, is graduating and he will be going to high school. So he'll be going to another school outside of the district. And then we made the decision to move our son, who's 9, to another school outside of the district as well. But I've been thinking a lot about the last month I have here. And part of me has been wanting to basically say my final piece to the administration, to the district, to board members, and, give my farewell address, so you will. And I have really fought hard on this and trying to figure out what to do. And I think that what I've been grappling with is, do I need to give them the last word, or can I walk away gracefully without having to say anything? Is it necessary for me to relive our painful experience, present it to the district at a meeting? I don't think it is. I think that the system is broken. And there's nothing that I could say or do that is going to repair this system. And it had me think a lot about, in general, us feeling driven to basically have the last word. Is that necessary? Is it going to do anything for anyone? Or is it just something that your ego needs? It needs to get in that last commentary, that last bit of, reasoning as to why you're maybe leaving something or why you're upset at what happened. But is it going to change anything? No, it's not going to change what happened. It's not going to change anything. It's not going to take away the pain that you experienced. And it may fundamentally not change the person that you're trying to get through. Some people will never see the light. And I think we have to come to acceptance around that. And that's okay. It's not our job to make them see the light. I believe that we need to trust in a higher power and that things will work themselves out. Maybe, in my case, change will happen when it's supposed to happen at the district level, and that maybe they will implement some changes that will really impact all of their schools in a more positive way. And I'm sad that my kids won't be able to see that because we're leaving. But I hope that future kids will be able to see some change and they will be able to have some hope into their future and possibility. I know I did. I grew up in a low-income neighborhood, and even in my reality, I saw possibility. And that's really what I want for these children. And I hope one day that, in our case, the district, makes those changes and that these kids see a life beyond their current reality. However, I don't think that as much as I have fought the hard fight over the last 4 years, I believe that I'm not the one to ultimately make them make significant changes. It may be something else that drives them to do that. So I want to walk away in 30 days towards my new life. And I don't want any more negativity around the situation. So I really have to catapult myself forward and be okay with not having the last word, being okay with walking away with my dignity intact. And maybe I exit quietly. And that may seem shocking to some because I've really been an advocate for change, an advocate for children in the public school system. But as I mentioned, ultimately, you can't make anyone see the light. They have to see it for themselves, and maybe they'll see it, sadly, in maybe the decline of their schools and, seeing some things come to light. So I think I'm okay with finally accepting that I will never get an apology for what they did to my family. I'll never get justice, but at least I'll have my peace. And I think at the end of the day, that's what really matters most to me is my peace. And I also want to bring in good energy towards my future. And I can no longer sit ruminating on the past and all the hurt and what happened. It's over. What happened, happened. The obstacle for us was the way, as Ryan Holiday would say, because I love that book. And our strengths needed to be revealed on this journey, on this very difficult journey. But now I can no longer sit with the pain anymore and resentment and wishing things could have been different. I really have to move on. And my future and the future of my children is waiting for me on the other side of this. And we are coming into this new chapter of our lives grounded, and we have risen literally from wreckage. So I have no doubt that our future will be brighter from this experience, from the pain. And this is so much of what I try to share with you is that even through the dark, the pain, the struggle, there's another side, and you will get there. You will get there just like I got there, just like so many of us get there. But we have to put our faith in this higher power and let the universe, God, whatever you call it, work things out for you. Sometimes you don't need to do anything. So you don't need to have the last word in certain situations. You just want to walk away intact and with your peace. So I'm sharing this story with you because it really is an invitation for all of us that no matter what we've been through, we don't need to come to a place of being angry anymore and trying to state our case yet again and, looking for that apology, looking for that, moment where you're going to get the justice, you're going to get your reckoning. It may not come, and that's going to be okay because you will walk away with your sanity and your peace. And you need that towards the journey ahead because now your focus needs to be on the future. You can no longer spend it ruminating on the past and what happened. So again, this is an invitation to everybody. As we look at the year ahead, what can we really let go of and not feel like we need to have the last word, the last say? So thank you for joining me today. I hope that this motivates you and empowers you to be okay with walking away from a situation with your dignity and your peace intact. So thank you for listening.